Well, I mean, I freaked out. I suspected that I was pregnant, but to have it confirmed by the doctor, really, I was in crisis.
I think I was in denial for a really long time.
I was scared and overwhelmed.
And I remember being just frozen, thinking, I just can't be pregnant, I just can't be pregnant, this can't be true.
He said, what are you going to do, have an abortion? And as soon as I heard that phrase and no other phrase, I felt like that was my only option.
Oh, we didn't tell anybody. It was a secret.
I felt like I didn't have a choice. It was nothing I could do about it.
We were young. The choices were made for us.
There wasn't keeping your baby, there wasn't adoption. None of that was brought up to me. It was such a cold, unfeeling place. The only thing they said to me was, do you know what you're doing? I had no counseling. No other options were given to me. In fact, my doctor had suggested the abortion.
They seemed heartless and kind of like you were a part of a drive-through service.
At least when you go to a doctor's office, they ask your name.
But the second one, I wasn't told that I was going to have an abortion. I was actually told we were going to go shopping. And when we went through the door was when I realized, here it goes again.
I just wanted to leave. I just wanted to get out.
I remember that room being very cold. I remember the doctor coming in and not looking at you, not explaining anything that was going to happen.
I remember hearing crackling noise during the procedure, like bones cracking. And I remember thinking afterwards, what have I done? I knew in my spirit that something was wrong. I didn't know the Lord then, but I knew it was the wrong choice.
Then after I had my children, things started coming back to me and just a lot of anxiety.
I felt like my heart had been ripped out.
I didn't realize about the effects of the abortion would have on her.
A part of me died on that day.
I got real sick afterwards and had to go to the hospital. It turned out they didn't do a complete abortion, and a woman very pregnant did an x-ray and said, oh, there's a foot. And to see her pregnant and healthy and hear her say that was horrible. And then, so I had to have more procedures, and I was sick for 2 years, and then I finally had to have surgery and could never have any more children.
My interactions with my parents changed, and it's still affected today, and it's been a lot of years.
It's like this, I don't know, hole inside of you that you carry around. It's a hole that should have been a baby.
And I would stuff that pain in that gaping hole.
I wondered a lot about what, who they were. I had 2 abortions, and so I think I wondered a lot about who they would have been, and like I remember thinking what grade they would have been in or how old they would have been. Questions like that.
I began to get very withdrawn and very depressed. I attempted suicide about 3 months after my abortion.
I didn't feel like I had a reason to live. I never had any children. That was my one opportunity. But I can't go back and undo it, so I have to live with it.
I think afterwards I really just wanted to die. I had nightmares. I could hear a baby crying, and it would wake me up in the middle of the night, and I would just cry out to God to take me or let me die. I felt like that's what I deserved.
I attended one of the CareNet Pregnancy Center banquets, and on the card it had a post-abortion Bible study.
And then one day Cindy said, well, you know, I think you'd be a really good counselor, but you really need to get some counseling of your own first.
It was life-changing. I mean, I'm so glad I did it.
Once we began to share our stories, there was another woman in the group that had more than one abortion. And I remember feeling safe.
I think it was comforting to know that every person sitting around the table had been in the same situation I'd been in.
Just telling the story to the group on the first night was freeing. It was healing, just to say it out loud.
I could tell a difference between our relationship then. Now, this is many years afterward. So we had a chance to have something to grow on afterward, after what we had been through. And that was restoration for our family.
God just took my heart and He just, you know, healed every wound.
If I hadn't gone through that recovery process, I couldn't talk to God the way that I talk to God. I couldn't have the relationship with my husband that I have. I couldn't have the relationship with my daughter and soon-to-be son that I have.
Well, I don't want to die anymore. That's pretty great. And I've been able to help other people, which is a wonderful feeling. It gives you purpose.
I feel like I've been healed in every way. Don't wait another day to experience the joy and the peace that God has for you.
No matter what you've done, it's not too much to separate you from God.
I don't feel ashamed anymore. I don't feel guilty. And I feel even closer with God.
Any woman who feels like they're the only person in their church, in their Bible study group, in the room right now, that they're the only person that's ever had an abortion, that they're not alone.
I would say don't let it have power over you anymore. You need to get into the Bible study, let the Lord begin to heal you, and share your story, because your story will help someone else.